Hello, everybody. This is Mike, Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India. It's 6 o'clock p.m. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. It's time for some ham fun. And oh my God, have we got fun stuff to talk about tonight. Yeah, no guests or anything, just my big fat head in the window. But we're going to look at a couple of videos and do a couple of different things. I was made aware of this PSR-100 Portable Rotator. I have been, since I started in ham radio, I've loved satellites. And many of you guys know that. And you know how much I love doing satellites. Well, the one thing I really would love to do is do satellites portable. That would be so cool if you could just go anywhere and look at your app or whatever and find out when a satellite's going over you and talk on the satellite. Wouldn't that be cool? Because then if you're in a bad area, you could easily travel to a good area where there's no obstructions. Like here, I could drive right to the beach and go to the beach and set up on the beach and do some satellites. So, hello, how you doing, Roger? Roger's here. He's down in Mount Dora. Nice to see you. Greg is here too. And I'm sure more people are going to jump on as we go on through the evening. But what I'm going to show you is a rotator. It is not for the faint-hearted. If you have any fear of solder, don't do this. This is a very expensive way to do portable satellites. Why do I say it's very expensive? It's $320, and it's just bags full of parts. You got to build the whole thing, including the circuit board from scratch. You have all the pieces of stuff you need. All the 3D printed stuff is done already. And you have instructions on how to build the whole thing, what resistors to put where on the circuit board. And that's how it works. So I thought I would do it. Well, first of all, Alpha Alpha Zero Z. That's Kyle. Kyle's a big CW guy. I know Kyle because I met him a few times in Huntsville. And he loves CW and all this. Well, he did 4 videos building this. Each video is over 2 hours long. Now, I am not going to do that. If I have to worry about entertaining you while I'm trying to put together something this expensive and this delicate, I can't do it. I can do one thing or I can do the other thing. So what I can do is build it. If I take pauses along the way, I could show you my progress and stuff like that. But I am not here to teach you how to build this. Forget that idea. It's not going to happen. But I thought I would first, I did a search on YouTube to see if there were other videos on this rotator besides Kyle's. Kyle's are great, don't get me wrong, but I am not going to do what he did. I'll build it, and as I run into trouble or if I don't, I'll get in touch with Don. Don, Whiskey Alpha 4, Mike Charlie Mike, is the one who invented this and built it and designed it. He's you can go to his website, which is WAlpha4 Mike Charlie Mike kits.com. That's where you go if you want to buy this. That's where you can go and buy it. So it's Whiskey Alpha 4. I'm going to write it. I'm going to put it in the chat. Whiskey Alpha 4 Mike Charlie Mike kits.com. I'll put that in there and I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it. There's the website. If you want to go and buy one of these without shipping, it's $320. But supposedly you have absolutely everything you could possibly need. Yeah, how you doing, Wayne? Victor Alpha 3 Fox Mike Bravo. Nice to have you here. And coming to us from Canada. Good to see you, buddy. Let me put the website up there again. All right, so what we're going to look at right now, Frank got together with Don. Don Friend is the man who invented this and designed the kit. He builds kits, all kinds of kits for ham radio. This happens to be the one I saw, and I just drooled. Well, Frank ran into him at the Huntsville Ham Fest, and we got a quick little 3-minute video that Frank, which you're going to go follow him now, right? Your Tank Radio. Go follow Tank Radio. He's got 6.7 thousand subscribers. Lucky him. And this video only had 52 views. But it's going to get a bunch more right now because I'm going to play it. So let me just switch over to this screen here. That is Don. He is the creator of this, and we're just going to hit play and let you listen along, and I will be quiet on the side.
Okay.
Yep. Hi, Don. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you very much. Very busy.
Very busy. Are you the inventor of the rotor here? Are we looking at, or?
Yes, I designed, and it took about a year's worth of research and development to get it all right. So I designed all the 3D files, all the.
All right, I just hit pause for a second. If you're not hearing this, could you please go in the chat and tell me? This is the first time I'm actually doing this, and I think it's working. So if you're not hearing the video, get in the chat and tell me, all right? KO4PDI, here we go, back to the video.
The circuit board, Gerber files, everything, all the electronic circuitry is all my design.
All your design? And is it running Arduino under the cover, or?
No, it's running an ESP32S3.
Okay.
Microcontroller. I actually program it from the Arduino IDE, but it's programmed in C, and I just use the Arduino IDE to upload it.
Nice, and it's controlled by the computer over here?
It can be controlled by the computer. It can be controlled by the SAT box.
Whoops.
CSN SAT box, which is another company sells these. This is a self-contained satellite tracker. Or it can be controlled from your computer using like SAT PC32 or PST Rotator, any of the popular satellite tracking software.
Nice, nice. And how much is it at the show today?
It's $320 for the kit, and you get the rotor. The antenna would be, you'd have to provide that separately, and the tripod is separate, and depending on what you want to power it with, the battery here that I'm using is also separate.
I see that you have a model of like an arrow antenna. Is it made for an arrow, or
it's designed for the arrow.
Okay.
The mounting bracket is for the arrow's 3/4 inch boom.
Yep.
But I'm also working on the little top part of the antenna mount for the elk antennas. I don't have it, the prototype to show. I already gave it all out to my elk buddies. But yeah, so it's designed to fit on the elk mount.
Okay. And what all comes in the kit?
So you get everything you see from here to here, except the antenna and the tripod. So you get all the cases, the elevation arm, you get the motors, the gearing, all the shafts, you get the electronics. You got to build you have to build the main board. The microcontroller comes, the analog to digital converter, the potentiometers, basically everything for the rotor to work.
And is there soldering involved?
Yeah, there's soldering involved. It's a full kit.
I love it. I love it. Where can we find more information about it and order?
All right, so my website, wa4mcmkits.com, has a full description, and you can also download the assembly manual and the operation manual, which will give you a lot more information.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you very much for coming on, and have a good Hamfest.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Big thank you to Frank Tank Radio for that. Let me go back over here. The Smoking Ape is here. How you doing? Hold on a second. I got Lotus Radio. Smoking Ape came to the game. How you doing? He said you get the shaft. I happen to have it right here. This is the shaft. Bend over. Yeah, this is the connector for the Arrow 2 antenna, but he said he's also making one to hook up the elk antenna. So the Arrow 2 are just sitting here like this. Great little getup. This is what everything hinges on, and this is the part that rotates. This is the main box where all the motors go and stuff like that. In here are little packets full of stuff. This, it's really funny. This is about the size of a satellite, one of those little satellites we talk on, like AO91, and this is the size of a CubeSat. This is so cool. And it's all 3D printed. This is multiple levels. You see, you got one level there. You got another level there. This bottom piece is one piece down here. Inside are all the gears and the pots to adjust it and work on it. And then there's Ape. You'll be proud of me. Look at all these little pieces. Oh, that's the bearings for the rotator. These are little motors, little tiny motors in here. Here we go. I didn't even unwrap them yet. Tons of little transistors and power. I got a power supply here too, but I probably won't use that. I'll probably use a battery. I have a couple of small bioanos that'll be plenty to power this when I'm out doing it. So yeah, I finally got my antenna rotor. Now all I got to do is build it. Ape, you'll get a kick out of this. Ziggy said he'd build it for me, and I said no, I got to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to build it from scratch. Comes in a little box. All this stuff was packed in here. He packs it very well and ships it. And then I have to download the manuals and the instruction manual on building it from the website WA4 Charlie, Mike Charlie Mike kits.com is where you go to get this. As a matter of fact, I happen to have that page loaded right here. And you can see it. There it is. There's the rotator when it's built. That's what it looks. Smoking Ape says I should have Alan supervise. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I will. And Wayne says, I think I need one of those. I think you're right. Oh, you're not seeing it on the screen because I didn't add the chat to that screen. Oh, God. You know, I built a new scene to do this with, and I didn't put the chat in here. Let me paste it and lower it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now, Wayne says, I think I need one of those. Yeah, I do too. I think I need one too. I don't really have the money right now, but for $320, I'll figure it out. And Ape says, just have him supervise. He wants me to have Alan supervise me. That's an idea. Alan's kind of busy. He works. I don't. So, well, I do. I just do Uber. So here's the webpage. Shipping's not a great addition to profile purchase request here. I got to find out where to. Oh, here, support files. Click on support files, and here we go. Satellite antenna tracker rotator application. This is the app that you would run on your computer. I don't really want that. I'm going to get watt meter, remote control. All right, where is it? Oh, here it is. Oh, we got updates already. Jeez. Operation manual, assembly manual. This is the one I want. Download. Let me put that on my iCloud drive. We'll make a new folder. And we'll call that folder PSR-100. Why isn't it coming up? Where's the new folder I just created? I hate when this is when wind blows, in the words of Mike Cade, MRD. Windows is, I hit new folder, and I got the spinning wheel of death. You can't see it, but it's there. This is what happens when you try to be a nice guy. Let me put the camera in that same window. I'll copy that. Go back over to my desktop window where that is, and we'll place my camera in there. And we'll shrink that down a little bit. I don't need to be the whole damn screen. But I am on top of everything, so I'll move myself down. This is, you know, it's a good thing I did photography for so many years, and I learned how to use Photoshop because I know what layers are. Oh, new folder finally came up. Okay, PSR-100 is what we'll call it. PSR-100. And we'll save the files there. And once we get it opened up, we'll take it. Here's operational manual. We'll save that to the same place. All right, they're in. All right, so here's all the information you need. This is all his kits you see on this list. So you got to look for the one for the, you're not doing the meters, you're doing a satellite rotator. So here it is right here, satellite rotator, operational manual, PSR-100 Portable Satellite Rotor Kit Assembly Manual. That's like the most important one. What is Roger says, once you build the first one, I will buy one and send it to you to build so you can enjoy some additional experience. I'll do it for you, Roger. It's going to cost you $500 though. Because my time is worth money. Time is money. I want to go out and play with mine, not build you one. So We'll see. I'm sure there's somebody that would build this for you for a price. Let's see how complicated it is. I know with these type of kits, you're not going to believe where I get the most experience from building kits like this. I've never, ever built a kit like this. Usually I buy it, the circuit board's already built. You just got to incorporate it into something. But this is like, you got to build a circuit board. You got to put the right resistor in the right slot, in the right hole, and solder it, and not have any solder bridges. And yeah, you better know what you're doing if you're going to mess with this. I don't want to destroy it. So I wonder, I'm kind of wondering if Don would build it for you for an extra price if you paid him more money. I don't know. But this is going to be, I've been wanting one of these for a dog's age. The best part about it, and Roger, you'll get a kick out of this will wirelessly connect to the SAT controller. So all us SAT box lovers will get to use this with that. And if you're only going to do FM birds, you can literally set the whole thing up, hook your HT to it, and run it with the SAT box and use an HT with your Arrow 2 antenna, with the duplexer and everything. You could do that. It's not full duplex, but you could do it. So keep that in mind. All right, so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about tonight. It's about 6:15. If anybody's got any questions, now would be a great time for you to ask them, because I got to get out of here early today. What do we got? We got 6 people watching us right now. Thanks a lot for coming, everybody. Ape, I'm glad you're here. I should send it to you and let you build it for me. You're really good at that stuff. He says with tongue planted firmly in cheek. Anyway, I know Ape's not going to build it for me, and that's okay. Alan already said he would, but I want to do it myself, because here's the thing. I'll tell you the story. Back around 92, 93, I bought my first computer. It was a, what was the nomenclature? 836? I don't know. It had a 5.5-inch floppy drive, a 3.5-inch floppy drive, had 16 megabytes of RAM. What can you do with 16 megabytes of RAM? Not run Windows, but back when Windows was a simple little program that just separated everything into individual little boxes. You could run multiple things at the same time, but with 16 gigabyte of RAM, I thought I was a real hotshot when I got a program that would double the size of that hard drive, and make it a I'm saying 16 gigabytes of RAM. No, 16 gigabyte hard drive, and I doubled it to 32 gigabyte hard drive. I got into photography, and with Photoshop and with the sophisticated multi-megapixel cameras, one file could be 32 megabytes, just one file. So, especially if you shoot RAW. If you know anything about photography, RAW, a JPEG is the camera deciding what colors should be where. A RAW file takes in everything the camera sees, and then you decide what you want to see and what you don't want to see. So you cut out colors that you don't want or shading that you don't want. But a RAW file is like 3 times the size of a regular JPEG. So a lot of people, like, if you're just using your iPhone or whatever to take pictures, that's a JPEG, and it does everything for you. You don't have to do anything. But if you're a professional photographer and you're shooting images that are going up on a 100-foot billboard or on a big sign or on a poster, you need super duper resolution, like super high resolution. And JPEGs don't cut it, because every time you open a JPEG, it degrades the quality of the image. That's another thing most people don't know. Every time you open it, not work on it, just open it and close it, it degrades the quality of the image. That's why professional photographers shoot RAW. And that's what I used to do. I used to shoot RAW and JPEG. The JPEG was just to show people what it looked like right away. The RAW was to do all the editing on. And I could show you pictures of some beautiful women I've shot over the years that if you actually saw the picture before I did any editing on it, you'd be like, that ain't the same girl. That's how much you can do with Photoshop. And if you think any picture you see in a magazine, on a TV show, in a video, anything you see is already been manipulated by Photoshop or a program like it to make it impeccable. Most people don't look like the pictures you see of them because they've done so much editing on it. I have one girl My God, she was one of my favorite models of all time. I'm not going to mention her name, but last name was Hunter. She lives out in California now, goes to Burning Man every year. Absolutely gorgeous woman. I think one of the most beautiful pictures I ever shot of a woman was of her. Her and this other girl, Sarah, but her in particular. I showed it to somebody and they were like, my God, that's so beautiful. Oh my, she looks so smooth skin, picturesque, pink hue to her skin. Absolutely gorgeous. But if you saw the before picture, before I edited it, all kinds of pop marks on her cheeks. She had a bad case of acne when she was a kid. And today she's a fashion model. So kids, if you got acne, don't freak out. You can get through that and move on to bigger and better things. And she's a famous professional model now. She's been in Playboy. She's been all over the place. So kids, if you got a bad case of acne, don't sweat it. Get through it. Your friends make fun of you and stuff. Ignore them. They're idiots. And you will go on to be a beautiful person in the end. However, get back to the story. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So Roger wants to know, after it's built, how well will it work? Well, from what I see, very, very well. It's going to work very well. My only question is, can I put an elk antenna on? Not an elk, a Alaskan arrow Alaskan antenna, which is a longer boom. I guess if you balance it on there, it should be able to handle it no problem. We'll see. I'm not going to buy one of those yet, but I'm just saying I have an arrow too. But we'll see. I'm not sure if it's going to be. I mean, it's not a Yaesu 5500, so let's get that out of our heads. You are not going to build this and mount it permanently outside. That is not going to happen. It is not waterproof. I mean, look, it's got all kinds of holes in the side and everything. You're not going to let this get wet. You don't want to be out in the rain with this. I mean, the rain won't hurt the plastic, but the circuit boards and everything that are inside, yeah, it's going to mess those up. So you don't want to do that. So it's not a permanent solution. It's a portable solution, which I've been looking for ever since I started satellites. Have a portable solution to put my Arrow 2 on it and just go to town. And the other thing, I have the opportunity, it's still out there. It's just lingering like a carrot on the end of a fishing pole, a little fishing line right in front of my face, like they do with the horse to get the horse to move. He goes and chases the carrot. There's a carrot hanging out there. It's called a 9700. That ridiculously low price for me, and I ain't got the money right now, so I'm holding off. But could you imagine taking this and your 9700 and your sat box out to a park and doing parks on the air with ISS contacts as part of your activation? And if an astronaut got on while you were out there, damn, that would be great. Anyway, can't do it anyway because he's looking forward to my review. I don't know if I'm qualified to give a review. I will be qualified to tell you if it works. As far as kits go, never built anything like this. This is going to be brand spanking new. I'm glad I got that Helping Hands kit sitting in the garage that I've never used since I bought it on Amazon. I'm going to use it for this because it's got to hold the circuit board while I'm soldering all the components onto it. And there's a lot of components. There's bags and bags and bags of components in this box. And yeah, this thing's going to be full when it's done. This is going to be completely full. But it's a nice long arm. You know, this is 2 pieces right here. And this will sit like this right there and go back and forth. And this rotates. This is the base part. This will sit on top of, there's a set of bearings in here. These are the bearings. This will sit on top of that and turn. And yeah, this is going to be a blast to build. So you can see it's, I mean, I played with erector sets as a kid. Physically, I could build this. Electronically, that's the challenge. Make sure I don't put the wrong resistor someplace or read the colors wrong on the resistor and put the wrong, wrong strength resistor in the wrong place. I don't want to do that. But it really shouldn't be that hard. I think this is going to work great. And the fact that it will work wirelessly with the sat box is just thrilling. Thrilling. I'm telling you. I'm so thrilled about that. I think that's going to be the creme de la creme. So in case you forgot, where did I put it? Where did I put the web? Here it is right here. This is the website where you can go and buy this. And he's got a bunch of other kits there. SWR meters and all kinds of stuff. So if you just want to build a kit, you don't necessarily have to get this one. But yeah, he will definitely, it'll be good. if we do that. So on that note, if anybody has any questions, come now, or I'm going to get out of here because I'm going to get on the St. Augustine net at about a half hour or so because I want to inform them where I'm going to be. I'm going to be at the Daytona Beach Amateur Radio Association's Hamfest on September 7th. September 7th, that is. I will give you the details of exactly where it is. I just got to go back to my page and find it. I spent the last 2 days organizing my garage and my ham shack. My closet looks much, much neater now. Where is... I should have just gone to the images. If you guys do not belong to my Facebook group, you really should join. I post shorts on there from my live feeds. I post all kinds of stuff on there. And that's the first place I post. Yeah, look at that. Ape's got a great suggestion. Test all your components with a multimeter before you solder them. I know what that means. In other words, if I'm supposed to put a 500 ohm resistor in, make sure it's really a 500 ohm resistor by throwing my meter across it before I do it. You're absolutely right, Ape. I have a helping hands little setup, Ape, that can hold the circuit board while I'm soldering stuff in. So I'll definitely be doing that. And Ape, if you have any more suggestions as to how to build this thing and what to look out for and precautions I should take, feel free to let me know. I would love to have your input on this. I don't expect it to be done fast. I think it's going to probably take... I said to myself when I bought it, this is my winter project. So when it's cold out and you can't go to Parks on the Air or anything like that, I'll sit at the dining room table and build. I told my cleaning lady, I said, I'm going to be doing something in here soon, and you're going to have to be careful when you don't touch my dining room table when I start this. I got a big ring light I'm going to put up. I can bring my soldering iron in there and all my stuff in there, and I'll work on the dining room table so I just can leave it all laid out and work on it a little at a time until I get the whole thing complete. Because there are multiple circuit boards, and I do not want to screw something up. I don't want to burn out a transistor with a soldering iron. Heat sinks are going to come in handy. A lot of wires, little wires and plugs that got to plug into the circuit board. So, yeah, I'll be busy. I'll be doing a lot of stuff. And I'm just going to take my time with it. I'm really looking forward to this. I think it'll be a great learning experience for me. Oh, I was telling you the story about my first computer. My buddy Al, who I knew from church, was a big computer geek. He was building computers before Apple existed, before anything. He was like, we're talking 286, 386. That was the nomenclature. My first computer was a compact 386. Well, it came with a whole bunch of software on it. And I told him I got a computer. He goes, really? He goes, did they build it for you? I said, yeah. He goes, did they install all the software? I said, yeah. He goes, format the hard drive. I said, what? He said, format the hard drive. I said, are you crazy? He said, nope. If you have all the disks of the software that's on the computer, format the hard drive and install everything yourself. And I was just like, now, mind you, I worked for Verizon. One of my main jobs at Verizon was working on expensive equipment. Like, we're talking a MUX, that's a multiplexer, that can take light from a fiber optic and convert it to electrical. And that MUX can handle thousands of contacts at the same time through the fiber optics. And each individual card that slid into this MUX cost about $10,000. So mind you, when you touch those cards, you better have a wrist strap on. You better be protecting it. So I've worked on very expensive equipment over the years, never broke anything, knock wood. And I really want to build this so I know every component. I know what it does, why it's there, what it's supposed to be. So this way, if some glitch arises at some point, I'll have a very good idea of where to go to fix it. Right? So that's what I'm going to work on. And that's how I'm going to build it. So, Ape, hopefully the next time you see this, it'll be all built. I'm going to have a dream tonight on how to do it. Actually, what I'm going to do is print out the manual and just go sit and read it for a couple of days until I get the whole thing down in my head and the order of things that I got to do in order to precipitate it. So for you guys who don't know my Facebook group, this is my Facebook group. Well, let's go right to the top. You can see I post all kinds of stuff here. Every morning when I get up, the first thing I do is I go into my SAP box and I make a screen like this that shows me all the passes for that day, all the satellite passes that are coming over my location that day. Why do I do that? So you guys can look at it and say, oh, well, look at this. AO123 is coming up at 9:16 a.m., and it's a pretty high pass. Might be on that pass. So you get an idea of which ones I'm getting on. Or Hades R, SO124, right here. That's going to be a really high pass, right? So you can click on it. You can see those are all. That's every day. First thing I do before I do anything else, I post that picture. So there's a couple of pictures of my antenna last night during sunset. And let's go back to just click on a thing. So here we've got 387 members on here. We had some guy send me an anonymous email complaining about how I worked the ISS. And I bitched about it. And now I have 387 members. So I guess he used to be a member of the group. And he said, oh, screw this idiot. He's an idiot. He hogs the satellites. I can hear him now. Anyway, I changed this picture. Sometimes I put memes up. Nothing there for you. These are my pinned posts. This is the post dealing with the guy that sent me the anonymous email. This is my 8th contact on the ISS. This is the QSO card I got for that. That was Johnny Kim. His call sign is KJ5 HKP, Hilo Kilo Hotel Kilo Papa. That's his call sign. And on the 29th day of June, that was field day, 2025, I got another contact with him. And it says, Michael, thanks for participation. I don't know who. Bruce Hunter is the guy you email your card to, and he'll fill you out one of these when he matches it with the ISS logbook. He'll match it and say, oh, yeah, you did have a thing. So there you go. I have 8 of those cards now. So these are the highlighted things that I put up here. This is Mike Fink.
Jim Reed on X asks, how many ham radio contacts does Astro Iron Mike think he will make on the space station?
Amateur radio aboard the International Space Station.
Jim Reed on X asks, how many ham radio contacts does Astro Iron Mike think he will make on the space station?
That's Mike Fink. He is on the ISS right now. He went up on crew 10 or 11 that launched 2 weeks ago? He's up there right now, so he loves to work the radio on the ISS. So there's been some astronaut contacts this week. 4 people reported talking to an astronaut this week. I don't know if it was him, but he is very prolific on it. I believe I met him in February of 23 down at Kennedy Space Center for the ARISS thing. I got to go dig through my images. I think I got a picture of me and him together. So it's a possibility. But anyway, yeah, that's Mike Fink. Yeah, you
amateur radio aboard the International Space Station is a really great way for us to interact with fellow humans from space to Earth and Earth to space. On my first mission, I was able to talk to all 7 continents, and I'm looking forward to talking to more of my fellow Earthlings from space. I think I'll have to schedule the amateur radios on board from my colleagues here who are also going to really enjoy the chance to talk to folks from all over the world. So thanks for that question, because that just reminded me, yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to too.
So that was pretty good. Jim Reed, by the way, if you that name rang a bell, BFR is the suffix of his call sign. He is the instructor on Ham Radio Prep, which you can get a discount if you use my code HAMFUN. Go to Ham Radio Prep. They have a new satellite video. I don't know if that's a course that you actually got to pay for, but hamradioprep.com. Go check it out. Jim Reed is the teacher on that, and he's a great guy. I've met him a bunch of times. Actually, he was at the event I went to at Kennedy Space Center. He was there, and we hung out and talked a lot. Hey, Hayden, the other Hayden from Australia's on here. Howdy, Mike. Sorry I'm late to the party. Been fixing my Mad Dog coil. What's to fix on a Mad Dog coil? It's just a coil. Looks like you got a good roundup of people today. Howdy to everyone from VK. Yeah, he's from Australia, and he comes by here every now and then. So I'm good to see you again, Hayden. I call him Hayden, not that Hayden. He's not the Hayden you think of that has the YouTube channel that taught me how to use a Yaesu 991A. I could not get FT8 to work until I watched his videos on it. It was great. Anyway, it was super overwhelming, but talk about overwhelming. This project is going to be overwhelming. This little PSR-100 rotator for satellites. I just love the way this feels in my hand. The best part is just mounted on a tripod. I put a tripod mount on the bottom here, and it just mounts to a tripod. And you bring it anywhere. It levels. There's a level on it to make sure you got it level. And then all you got to do is point it in the right direction. So you got to point north when it's pointing north. And it does the rest with the sat box. The sat box will control it. So yeah, don't worry about being late, Hayden. You can go back and watch it from the beginning after I go off the air. Just click on the live tab on my YouTube channel. It'll be the latest one right at the top of the list. And you can watch it. And I'm sure Restream.io is going to make a bunch of videos from this. We've been on about a little over a half hour. So yeah, it'll cut that up, probably make it like 5 little short videos out of this video. So looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to building this. If you want to get this rotator, here's the website. Whiskey Alpha 4, Mike Charlie Mike, kits.com. That's it. That's the website. And the website looks like this. Let's go back to home. And when you go to the website, this is where you're going to be. Oh, look at that. The rotator is the top one. And then you see he's got this model number GM102 graphical HF SWY watt meter kit. And you build this box if you want. And here's his videos on what you're doing and how to do it. Model number RAAS-8A 8-position remote antenna switch kit. Oh my God, I might need that. That's freaking cool. Just little push buttons to pick what antenna you want to use. Now, can I make it with 2 radios on it? Oh, that would be cool if I could put 2 different radios. Here's the whole setup right here. Another pile of parts. See all the parts? Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun. I ain't building that. It's another $230. Optional USB interface, $40. Oof. Yeah, this stuff can get expensive, but hey, if you're worried about money, you're in the wrong hobby. All right, you got that? And here's what the rotator will look like when it's done on top here. I'm really looking forward to this. I've never attempted anything like this, but I don't think it's anything over my head. I've worked on much, much more expensive things and complicated things. I actually tell you a funny story. I used to do, after they split us up, AT&T was forced to break up in 1984 by Judge Green in D.C. So they broke up AT&T into multiple operating companies, and AT&T was separate. So you had Bell Atlantic. Oh, actually, yeah, it was Bell Atlantic, 9X, Bell South, Pacific Telese was the California Bell system. The Bell system used to be so revered because it always worked. And that was simple when you just had tip ring. But the thing is, when they broke us up, a couple of things the judge did. He didn't let New York and New Jersey be in the same company because we'd be too big. Now they are. But back then, they wouldn't let them do it. And AT&T worked on the equipment, like, for instance, Bergen Pines Hospital. I think it's now called Bergen Regional Center or something. But Bergen Pines Hospital had a Dimension 2000 a phone system. And this was 2 big computer cabinets with a bunch of cards in them and 2 big rectifiers on the bottom that powered them. And I was working on special service circuits, which are like computer lines and fiber optics and stuff like that going into the same building. I'll never forget. I look like your typical phone guy, T-shirt, jeans. I'm wearing a tool belt. I walked in the front door of the hospital, and I walk up to the reception desk, and she goes, "What did you do?" I went, "Excuse me?" She goes, "What did you do?" "I just got here. I didn't do anything yet." "What are you talking about?" All the phones were down. In the entire hospital, everything died. Well, technically, that's not my problem. That's AT&T's problem. And they had a separate tech from AT&T who worked exclusively at that hospital. So, and his name was Ron Wald. I believe that was his name. I'm not sure. Anyway, I show up. I said, well, I'll take a look. So I go downstairs. I walk into the phone room. It's very quiet. That tells you right there. That's tipping you off. Something bad happened because there's no noise in there. It should be like fans going and stuff like that, and it ain't happening. So every phone, just imagine a huge hospital. I mean, this was a gigantic hospital in Bergen County, New Jersey. Every phone in the building stopped working. Not just computers. No, the phones. They can't talk to each other. They're extensions. They can't talk to anybody. So I'm figuring it's got to be something major with the dimension system. So I go down the basement, I open a cabinet, and the circuit breaker's blown. So I called Ronnie. I had his number because we used to work in the same company. Now we're two different companies, mind you. He works for AT&T and I work for Bell Atlantic. So I call him up. I'm like, Ronnie, Pines is down. What do you want to do? I think the rectifier blew a circuit breaker. You want me to turn it back on? He goes, yeah, go ahead, turn it back on. I turn it back on. Everything came back, right? It all started working again. And then he came there and did a second check to make sure what caused that to happen. He didn't know. And I went back upstairs to the reception desk. I says, is it working? She said, yes. I said, okay, great. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for something else, but you're back. And Ronnie ended up getting a lot of overtime on that job. So, yeah, I've worked on this stuff. I've worked on complicated electronic equipment, so I'm not afraid of it. It's something I've never done. I've never built a kit from scratch, and that's what I'm going to do. So hopefully, as long as Don has all the right pieces in here and the instructions are clear enough, I shouldn't have a problem. It's just, heck, I built a 35-inch tall Saturn V rocket with Legos, all right? I built, what else? I built the space station. The International Space Station I built with a 3,000-piece Lego. So the reason I'm bringing this up, they have no relationship to this rotator. But it's a process. You follow instructions one thing at a time, going from one to the next, to the next, to the next. It's a process. And this is going to be the same way. And all you got to do is pay attention. You get a little flustered, get up, walk away, come back in 5 minutes and see if you figure it out. That's the way you do these things. So on that note, everybody, since nobody else is putting questions in the chat, I thank you for coming. Thank you for all the support. Whiskey Alpha 4 Mike Charlie Mike Kits.com is where you can go to get this. You can see it on the screen here. Here it is right here. And if we click it, like it says, $320 plus shipping. And he's got them in stock. The kits are ready to go. So do it now. I watched Kyle's videos. I saw that. I watched Kyle. Kyle was having issues with the motors were getting jammed and stuff, and I could tell just by watching him what was wrong. He had the rotator up. He had the motors upside down or something, and that's what was causing him to jam up. But that's because I know how to work rotors. I've worked rotors often, and I know how they work. And do you remember the time? I mounted everything on the tower. I raised the tower up. I come in the house and I go to track a satellite. And instead of the antennas coming up and aiming at the satellite, they went down. They went the complete wrong direction. That's what was happening to Kyle. He was going the wrong. He had it mounted wrong, so it was basically going backwards and getting jammed on the box. But yeah. So there's little areas that I think I got a leg up on Kyle, but there's other areas that he's definitely got a leg up on me. These circuit boards are going to be tedious, to say the least, and I'm going to make sure it works. And Abe's idea of checking each item, make sure it does what it's supposed to do. My biggest question on that is the transistors. When I start putting the transistors in place, is it right side up, upside down? Which does this one go here or here? That's what I got to work on. Make sure I get those transistors mounted right. All right, I think that's it, guys. It's been real. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for all your following and subscribing and following me on satellites. Had a great day on a satellite. I hit the ISS today, very low. I think it was a 5-degree pass. I got 2 Mexico stations, a Cuban station, and a Costa Rican station in one pass. It was only 5 degrees, but it was to the south of me, which was great. That's why I was able to get Costa Rica and Panama. Oh, I got Panama, Mexico, Panama, and Costa Rica. I got on that pass. And I got nobody in the United States. This is all people outside the United States. So it's like DX Central on that pass. That was great. I loved it. So anyway, I even posted that on my Facebook group. If you go there, you can see the call signs of the people I'm talking about that I make QSOs with. All right. guys, take care. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, at least not without me. That's what I always say, right? And I will wish you a wonderful 73. And KO4 PDI, I'll be clear until next week, although I'll probably be on tomorrow doing an ISS pass. Goldie got tired of sleeping at my feet. She probably went out in the living room because I'm too loud. She wants to sleep. I'm going to take her for a walk after we're done, and she'll pee the last time, and then she'll want to go to bed at 7 o'clock. Yeah, I want to go to bed at 7 o'clock too. I've been up since 5, but no, I'm not going to go to bed that early. All right, babbling now. I'm just babbling on. KO4 PDI, I'll be clear. 73, everybody. See you again soon.